Can't you see then that what he is saying the Africans should do now is build themselves a bridge right across between the two continents? Do you know why the Europeans did not? I mean, these two are separated from one another by no more than 13 kilometers at the Strait of Gibraltar, so why shouldn't one simply connect the two with one huge bridge instead of aeroplanes and trains and ships? This video will enlighten the reason why, although it is technologically feasible and an economically advisable project, it has yet to be built. Let's get rolling. Let's go back and take a step to understand why no bridge connects Europe and Africa. The Strait of Gibraltar is a body of water that separates Spain and Europe and Morocco and Africa, and it's only 13 kilometers at the narrowest point. That's shorter than most of your daily commutes. But if this distance is so small, why haven't engineers built a bridge yet? The idea isn't new either. There have been multiple proposals for a bridge between the two continents over the years. Let's explore why none of them came to life. Above all, there is the role of geography. The Strait of Gibraltar is not a narrow strait, but one of the most congested and dangerous straits in the world. The construction of a bridge at this location would be logistically difficult with the strength of tides, the vagaries of weather, and constant traffic by ships. You could think of something like between two continents, ocean currents exert a force on one another, churning waters for most parts of the year. Then there are seismic activities in terms of earthquakes that pretty frequently occur here, leaving one wondering if such a structure is stable. Alright, so geos are a pretty hard one to get across, but perhaps technology could sort that one out. No, not really. It is believed to be quite the undertaking, and while this was ages ago, it has come quite far with its technologies since then. Take for example that rather well-known Channel Tunnel, the tunnel linking England and France. This project took more than 6 years to finish, with an incredible bill running to billions of dollars. Still, this particular tunnel did not work without problems, geological shocks, logistical tangles, and all kinds of feats by the engineers before the situation stabilized after many years. Imagine building a similar structure over an even wider and more dangerous stretch of water. The required technology for such a bridge doesn't exist today, in the sense we'd needed to span the Strait of Gibraltar without facing serious engineering problems. Now let's talk of politics. Even if the engineering problem can be overcome, we have to think about the political implications of such a project. For instance, Spain and Morocco, the two countries nearest to the strait, would have to agree on this project. Sounds easy enough, right? The point is that it's two different nations with conflicting political atmospheres, priorities, and historical tensions. Coordination of an international project of such magnitude, especially with regard to funding, land rights, and territorial disputes, would be impossible. Talk about funding, who is going to pay for that? It would cost such a tremendous sum of money building a bridge that size. There are estimates up to $40 billion or as low as $20 billion and so on. Some countries' gross domestic products in total. Now, who would foot this bill? European Union, the African governments, or private investors? It's really a huge risk financially too, especially on the uncertain benefit to the populace at large. Not to talk about the environment. The Strait of Gibraltar is much different for itself with marine life, and which will come heavily hit if this giant bridge does come here. Think about noise pollution and alteration in patterns of migration, followed by the possibility of oil spills or debris falling down during its construction. And why people hate it more today, not a question to think over for too long, at least because importance environmental conservation these days gets holds. Governments today are more concerned about sustainability. This bridge might prove too destructive after all. Do we really need to build a bridge? It's not such a hassle to cross the strait by air, by ferries, or any undersea tunnel. Hours on a boat or in an airplane will take someone from Europe all the way to Africa. Really, do we need a bridge when the means are already there, easier and cheaper? So here you are. Lots of reasons why there should be no bridge between Europe and Africa, from the geography, technological aspects, political, financial, and environmental considerations. The idea of a bridge is interesting in itself, but to build it at the level at which it is now quite impossible and least of all not needed. This, however, is a mystery not only of bridges but how society strikes the balance between the possible benefits and risks that a big idea should pose. Sometimes we have just got to ask ourselves the simple question, just because we can do it, shall we? The question will crop up again and again as we push the capabilities of technology ever upwards, as we undertake even more fanciful concepts such as the building of a bridge to the moon. What do you think? Would you be in favor of a construction of a bridge across the Strait of Gibraltar if it is possible? Comment. Thanks for watching. Don't forget like, share and subscribe for more such stuff.